Hello everyone, how you going? And welcome to Things You Can Only See in Australia. Now we've checked out a whole bundle of facts and all these different things, and obviously I would have spent quite a time seeing, well, things you can only see in Australia, but I want to know if there's anything that I go, oh, other countries don't have that, so let's see what they've got for us. Alrighty then, starting off, I have no idea how many things are going to be on this list, but let's just see what we've got. This old phone booth in Sydney. Oh, that's like something out of Doctor Who or something. Would you look at that thing? What the hell? I don't know if I've ever seen that, but I guess it makes sense. That building, I can certainly know. I'm fairly sure that building in particular was nominated for some engineering, architectural design thing. And really, yeah, you can just see how wavy it is, but it was all made out of bricks. The poor people that had to lay all the bricks for that thing. Oh man, I certainly don't envy them because it's just the amount of detail in it, and it's really quite tall. Obviously, we're only seeing a portion of the building here. I think it's at least twice, maybe 3 times as tall as that. And it is all wavy the entire way up, and so, oh man, I mean, I guess you can certainly only see that in Sydney because that's only Sydney's building. Moving on to, oh, what the hell? A tree suspended on the ground above Wollongong. I've never seen that. I mean, I wonder if there's a reason for that. Oh, no parking next to, what the hell? I've never seen a sign like that. I mean, I can only imagine that a sign like that's going to be in a very particular place of the world or in the country, because I can only imagine they're going, well, we can't be bothered, we can't even afford to put any airstrip in here, you know, we'd have to buy off land and buy off farmers and all that, you know, we'll just use the road that we put in there earlier. And so, yeah, that makes so much sense, but I've never actually seen a sign like that. And then also going back to, where was it, in Wollongong, there's a tree like that. I would love to know what the story behind this thing is, because, well, why would you do that in the first place? But you got to commend that pole. That pole that is holding up that light and that tree is doing a hell of a job to hold up everything that it's doing. I mean, at least obviously the entire kind of weight force of the tree is just still in line with the pole, and metal's pretty good that way, but really I can only imagine that when the wind picks up and starts blowing around the palm tree, you know, palm trees, we've seen them, everyone would have seen them in a hurricane, and so for a palm tree to be on the pole wouldn't know what's hitting it. What else do we have though? Here we go. Oh, Costco. What the hell? I have never really heard of anyone going to Costco. What is that? And it's a $500,000 ring. I can only imagine Australian dollars, but wow. I would love to know why that is. Round, brilliant cut, platinum solitaire diamond ring. That is one hell of a mouthful, but man, is that one hell of a mouthful of a price tag as well. Diamond weight, 6.5 carats, that's insane. I mean, like I've said, I've never really heard of anyone shopping at Costco, and I certainly can't imagine anyone that is able to afford a $500,000 ring is going to be shopping at Costco. But yeah, either way, I guess if that's a thing, that is a thing. Oh, that's just lucky. Yeah, like the person said, hell yeah. KFC comes in mini Tabasco hot sauce. Wow, what? I've never seen that either. I can't say I've got KFC too many times, but I've never seen that. These Tic Tacs were... yes, they did do a limited run of these. I don't think they make them anymore or anything like that, but yeah, all the little faces. It's kind of like when they do promotional things. And so this was just a little thing that they went, you know what, why not, you know? I mean, I can only assume it would have cost them a lot of money to individually print, or I don't know how you would have actually done it, because they have to glaze them somehow, but how do you actually get faces on the Tic Tacs? And man, you know how small a Tic Tac is, and so for the poor printer, like I just imagine like a little person just there with a stamp, they grab one Tic Tac and then they stamp it and then they grab another one. Like, that would just be ridiculous. And so yeah, I'd love to know how they do it, but in saying that, I am also fairly sure that they stopped doing it, because I can only imagine that, like I said, it would have cost some amount of money and it just wasn't worth it. Oh, whoa, I had no idea what that was for a second. I mean, I kind of went, okay, yeah, a beehive, but then I went, holy moly, the size, and what am I actually looking at here? That's insane. I mean, I can only imagine that someone was overseas and the bees moved in, but what the hell, how do you kind of just let that happen? I mean, well, actually, I can understand why you let that happen, but how do you let it get to that state before you take a photo of it? I never knew that a beehive, when they actually constructed it just on, well, not in a hive, so to say, is just kind of all molten. I didn't really know what to call it, but wavy and random, so to say. But that is very, very impressive. Just look at that honeycomb structure, the bees all over the ground. I mean, maybe that's why you kind of just notice it. You can, why are there so many bees around here? And then you've pulled off the side of the barbecue just to reveal that thing, and you go, oh my goodness, there's way more bees than I ever expected. And so yeah, I would love to know what this person did with all those bees, because really, you have to kind of rehome them. You can't just completely destroy them. That's just rude if you do. And other than that, I guess honestly, maybe you don't want to become a beekeeper, but either way, you certainly seem to be already have been doing that, and so maybe you can just continue it and let's go, you know what, free honey. That's impressive though. A seal chilling outside the opera house on the stairs. Yeah, they do that all the time. I haven't seen that in a while because we haven't been allowed outside in ages, but no, they do that. This building in Melbourne is an optical illusion. What? How is it an optical? Oh, I see. Because, I've actually seen these things before. Yeah, the lines kind of move and dance around, or I don't know what to call it. But it also kind of makes it look as though the lines aren't parallel. We're really like they're obviously distinguishing floors, or even if they're not, they just actually are parallel. But no, the entire thing is very weird. And I'm fairly sure Melbourne has a few buildings like that. I mean, not exactly like that, but they certainly do have a few optical illusion buildings. And I can only imagine that every city in the world, or every major city in the world, is probably going to have a couple. But no, Melbourne seemed to kind of very, very particularly love their optical illusion buildings. Australian DVD Independence Day has Australia. What? Oh, I've never really even noticed that or even thought twice about it. I mean, I don't know if I've seen that exact cover. I wonder if that's like a limited time run or something like that, but look at that. I mean, it certainly makes sense to some degree, and now I'm just wondering if they did that to every regional kind of release of the DVD. Like, did they do it for the UK? Did they do it for, I don't know, maybe they probably did like Asia and Europe and things like that, because, well, obviously they did it for one entire continent, so I wonder what's going on there. You got to give it to them though, at least they're actually just putting in effort. What else have we got? Yes, there we go, the absolute classic. No Burger King, none of that. Hungry Jack's, because of the trademark, was already taken. Sand spiral at Queenscliff. Oh, I mean, I'm fairly sure that that's not exactly a natural phenomenon. You know, we can quite clearly see that there are people around, so I can only imagine that was either done with, I don't even know, maybe a tractor, or maybe someone just got out there with a little bit of a shovel and just did circles. But either way, there is certainly no way that that's, I don't know, the Bifrost just coming and implanting itself in the sand. No, someone has definitely done that. It's not natural, is, well, I can only assume. What have we got? Oh, this weather rock in regional, what? What? What the hell? I've never heard of this before. This rock is in regional New South Wales. Okay, Tenterfield weather rock. No, like I said, never heard of it. Forecast, if rock is dry, it's fine. Wet rain, white snow. I mean, I feel as though that's a little bit obvious. I feel as though if the rock is going to be white, then everything's going to be white. So then I feel as though it is quite obvious that the entire thing is obviously snowed. But then swinging, it's windy. Well, that's obvious as well. Jumping is earthquake, and gone is cyclone. I mean, I feel as though they've taken a little bit of the mickey out of a few of these things. But hey, if they want to be saying that if it's dry, it's fine, and it's wet, it's rain, and white snow, and quite clearly just every single one is very obvious and it's a little bit of a thing, then like I said, I've never heard of it, and probably for a good reason, but if that's what the locals like, then they can have it. What else do we have here? This tree, whoa, what the hell happened there? That looks like it's almost two trees that are, and you know what, I want to hug you, and they just kind of intermingled. Fire danger, the second lowest, yes, the classic bushfire rating. Look at this, low to moderate. The second lowest bushfire warning level in Australia is high. That is absolutely true. I mean, low to moderate is even just like a thing where they're going, well, you know what, it's actually like kind of possible, but we're just going to say it's a low to moderate. You know, it's only going to be like 25, 30 degrees today and windy. Whereas in comparison with high, very high, severe, extreme, and code red, that is just absolutely insane. Like I don't know how many times we ever get to code red, but there was certainly a time not too long ago where a lot of the entire country, or a lot of the entire state at least, was in a code red. And of course, on top of this entire system, we also have like total fire bans in summer. You know, you can't have an open fire or anything like that. And so yeah, we have a lot of different systems in place just to prevent bushfires, because obviously it's could get up to a code red. And I guess exactly like this entire chart says, you know, our lowest is low to moderate, which isn't like no, not at all. It isn't like, oh, don't worry about it. It's actually like, oh, it's plausible. This clock at a rural bar in Australia. What is so random about that? 12. Oh wait, what? I didn't even realize at first, because I was too busy reading going, okay, the rural bar, whatever, and then okay, I was looking at the hands, and then I just even looked at the numbers and went, oh my goodness, what am I looking at here? I mean, is this somehow meant to represent how time moves differently if you live rurally, or what? Or maybe it actually just spins counterclockwise. That would be very strange, but hey, I guess if everything still works, you can't blame it, you know? If it's 3 o'clock and the hands spin counterclockwise, like I just said, then it's still correct. And so yeah, even though I can only imagine you could fuse a whole bundle of people, go for it if that's what you want to do. It's a little bit niche if nothing else. Oh, weirdly specific. Really? Are they really specific? Slow roasted pork belly, mustard cider juice. Yes, that is certainly a thing that you can get. There's like, I don't know, you can also get like honey baked ham. That's probably a little bit less specific as this one, but no, ultra deluxe potato crisp. I mean, that's just how you make something ultra deluxe, isn't it? You just have to say it's a really long name and it has juice at the end. Oh, perfect. Return it on, hey, yep. In Sydney, you get 10 cents to recycle your bottle. I mean, you do get that now. It hasn't been out for, in the grand scheme of things, very long. I want to pause it there quickly, because I feel as though, to be fair to the entire country, South Australia has had it in place since like the 70s or something like that, and they just never got rid of it. I don't know if we ever had it, but then we certainly just finally brought it back in, I don't know, 2015 or something, maybe a little bit later than that. Either way, yes, you can actually just return your plastic drink containers, and yeah, you can just kind of go up to one of these things, individually feed them in, it'll give you your money, or I don't know, you can actually just take it to certain service stations, and it is just an incentive for people to actually recycle their things instead of just chucking them in the waterways and things like that, because they obviously cost a lot of money to be cleaning things up out of the waterways. And so yeah, this was brought in, and I'm fairly sure, like I said, South Australia Australia has had it forever, and then also Victoria now has it as well. I think they got it actually a little bit before we did, but yes, that is definitely a thing, which is a good thing. You know, everyone likes it. It's like, oh, I just keep this, I get 10 cents back. This vending machine, Perth, Scotland. Wait, what? This vending machine in Perth, Scotland, solely for locally grown potatoes. I am very confused about this entire thing because, well, firstly, when you say Perth, Scotland, that would mean it's Perth in Scotland. I mean, well, maybe not in this circumstance. Maybe they're talking about potatoes because it's Scotland, or I have no idea why Scotland is there. But anyway, what can I say? I've certainly never seen that. I've only been to Perth once, and so yeah, I mean, good on them if they want the way. What? I mean, that's on a hill's hoist, but yeah, I feel as though you're going to be seeing that all over the world. If you know, it's just stalagmites, stalagmites just all over the place. Well, I mean, I guess they're not stalagmites, they're more icicles, but either way, you know, we're certainly not a cold country, and every single cold country we're going, is that it? Is that all you got? You don't even have snow on the ground. Australia has many different, yeah, I mean, it's just whatever the council puts in. It's not that big of a deal, surely. Redback spider in a gym as a master of camouflage. Hey, look at that guy. I mean, you certainly don't want to get on his bad side, but man, he's just going to get big and swole at the moment. Oh, obviously someone has just done a renovation. They just excluded their neighbors, which is obviously fair enough. You know, you don't want to be paying a couple of $100,000 to be renovating your neighbor's house, but it certainly looks a little bit weird. I mean, I can only assume they put another story on, but to be fair, I do have to commend them on their ability to stick to their original plans and designs and all that, and just make it nice and symmetrical, but also asymmetrical. It's a little bit strange. Blind date with a book. Oh, another one in Perth. And I guess in a way it is just really escalating the don't judge a book by its cover to the next level. You know, you usually get to see the cover and you go, oh, I don't really know if I'm going to be interested in it. But here, when you actually just get to go, okay, it's a human experiment. Okay, I don't know if I'm really interested in that, or maybe I am, and so I guess I'll take this one. And you just don't get to judge it at all. So I kind of like it in a way. Good on you, Perth. You've actually done something. In Coles Australia, for every $30 you spent a mini food item. Man, what an absolute waste of plastic that was. I can't believe everyone was doing that. Melbourne has paramedics on speed bikes. I don't think I've ever seen a paramedic on bikes at all. I mean, Melbourne's certainly kind of a little bit more bike orientated. This wolf spider I found relocated in Victoria, Australia. Man, that's a hell of a wolf spider. I didn't know they got that big. There was a lizard quietly cooling off in my toilet this morning, Australia. Oh, look at that guy. I mean, you certainly don't want him to kind of be chilling out there too long and just drown, so hopefully you can actually help him. Australia has weather-dependent speed signs. Yes, look at that, when raining here. I mean, I love how they have to say here, not when raining, not when raining over there, when raining here and less raining. And there also might be some like high wind area, take caution, speed limit signs and all those kind of things. But yes, very windy roads and like highway roads who go from 100 down to 90 for a second when it's raining. But to be honest, I really can't understand how they can enforce that, because I guess they just have to send the cop out and then go, okay, when it's raining it's 90, but like who was out there with a gun when it's raining going, okay, oh, you were like 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers over. I feel as though that's a little bit ridiculous, because imagine it just suddenly starts raining, or you just suddenly drive into a raining spot, or also what happens when there's water on the road but it's not raining anymore. There are just so many variables, and so I don't really know what to do it. I feel as though it's even just more of a recommended sign, even though it is quite clearly a speed limit sign. The growth and color patterns of the snow gum, look at that, that's incredible. All those different colors. Yeah, some of the gum trees in Australia have so many beautiful colors in them. Bondi Beach in Sydney has separate pools for children and dogs. Wait, what? Bondi Beach has pools there? Where? That must be the north side. I didn't know they had pools there. Wait, I'm so confused. There is no way that is Bondi. Are there really pools on that side? Because obviously we have Bronte Bars on the south side, but I didn't think there were any pools on the north side. And that certainly isn't going to be any of the other sides. And so yeah, I'm very confused about this one, but hey, if they want to be claiming that that's Bondi Beach, Sydney, I guess go for it. And also, I can only imagine that they aren't exactly for dogs and people, but anyway, whatever. This spider has been, whoa, oh my goodness, I don't know what that thing is. Maybe that's a bird-eating spider or something. That is a massive spider. I mean, maybe it's just a little bit of the perspective of it as well. Christmas buses are my favorite part of holidays in Australia. Oh yes, all the bus drivers sometimes just like decorate it. You will see a Rudolph nose on the front and things like that. Hey, here we go, these sushi rolls and with soul sauce coming in containers that look like little fishes. Absolutely the best thing in the world. I've heard that other countries don't have this, and I don't understand why. You can just like squirt them on. And also I've heard that the USA apparently or whatever doesn't have sushi rolls like that, and so yeah, the entire thing there is just a perfect package. Just look at that perfection. Last stop living room in Melbourne, Florida. Now that's just a little bit weird. Once again, like they said, we have Perth, Scotland last time, so now that we have had this one, really I'm just wondering, did they type up Melbourne and there's a Melbourne in Florida and they go, oh well, this is obviously meant to be the same thing, and also the same with Perth, Scotland? I'm so confused, because that certainly does not look like an Australian bus stop sign. I mean, maybe Perth is a little bit weird, but I don't know, that's my take on the entire thing here. I'm very confused about the Melbourne, Florida part. Weird tree pruning in Sale, Victoria. I mean, why do they have to put Australia there? This entire video is meant to be about Australia, but no, that's a very common thing when you have to kind of clear the tree around the power lines. I mean, yeah, the poor tree, it kind of got a little bit of a weird haircut. You certainly wouldn't want to be leaving the hairdressers looking like that unless you were trying to look like an inverted mohawk person. but either way, I guess if the tree is surviving and flourishing like it is, it's kind of the best of both worlds in a way. This very specific crossroad sign in Mount Isa, what the hell is going on here? Is that depicting the exact road makeup? I mean, I've never seen an exact sign like that, and I can only imagine it was probably only in Mount Isa, but either way, yeah, I mean, obviously it's kind of showing that it's not a T intersection, but it is a T intersection, and then you've also got two kind of adjoining roads that we can see over there, and so yeah, that is definitely quite an oddly specific random road sign. They might as well just put it like caution, random crossing, or random, I don't know, intersection up ahead. Killer spiky hailstones in Sydney yesterday. Look at those monstrosities. They are so awesome though. That wasn't yesterday, so to say, but the other day we did have a little bit of, oh, okay, that's the end of the video, but the other day Sydney did get hail. They didn't look anything like that, but it was still hail, and there was a whole bunch of different sizes, and sometimes they did get a little bit spiky. But anyway, would you look at that? We've gone through, I think it was 40 things. Well, where was it? Yeah, 40 things, finishing off with hailstones. I mean, I have no idea which one was my favorite. They were all pretty good, really. Actually, I reckon this beehive was pretty damn cool. I mean, in saying that, I can only assume that that kind of thing wouldn't only happen in Australia, but either way, these kind of things were very, very random. And hey, you know what? Even this tree, that is something that can only really happen in Australia, and that is pretty cool. So if nothing else, at least we got a cool tree. And so yeah, in saying that, I reckon I'm going to call it there, because that is a pretty cool tree, and that's a pretty cool video. Make sure to check out the original one by Scoop. I'll make sure to link it in the description. As like I said, it certainly seemed to cover plenty of random things and topics, from Tic Tacs to Insurgents Day and all these random things. And hey, even though they did say Perth, Scotland and Melbourne, Florida, whatever it was, I can certainly applaud them on this video. But anyway, speaking of, I reckon I'm going to call it there. So thank you for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, make sure to do the YouTube algorithmic things down below. Also, if this is the first video of mine that you were watching, then maybe you want to check out some of the other videos that we've seen facts and weird things and a whole variety of things. Or hey, maybe you even want to consider subscribing so that you don't miss another one of these in the future. But all in all, have a good one and see ya.